Hi guys, how are you doing? Hope you are having a fantastic day watching this. My name is Chioma Eze and this is the Can We Meet You show, where we get to meet our favorite celebrities and just ask them random questions. We also get to chill with them on the show and play amazing games with them. And with me in the studio is someone really amazing, guys. Honestly, I did not expect him to be this young and fine. When I saw him, I'm like, okay. But yeah, guys, give it up for the CEO of Church on the Street. It's so far. Did I get it right?
Absolutely
Oh my
correct.
God. You guys, guess what? When he came in and he told me his name, I'm like, I hope I don't forget it. But I mean, it's such a beautiful name. And I mean, it's so far. Anyways, how you doing? So good to have you here.
Thank you very much for having me, Choma. Absolutely blessed and just super grateful.
So what's happening? Was it difficult getting here?
Yeah, it was.
Lagos will always be Lagos. I always ask this question anytime I have like any guests on the show. I always want to know how it was getting to the office and all. But what's been happening with you? You have like a whole lot going on for you. It's like we see your work on social media and it's just amazing and beautiful to see that you're not only looking out for yourself but also others, right?
Yes.
But I want to know what inspired this, because I mean it's only when something inspires you that you go for it. So what inspired this movement?
First of all, I want to say thank you, Choma, for having me on the show. It's a really beautiful studio. I get asked, all the time, why did you start Church on the Street? What was the inspiration behind it? But the truth is, I think I came from a family that had strong altruism. So altruism is like a way for saying people who like to care about other people. So my mom would, I remember one story very clearly as a child where a family had brought this very massive bread to our house. Yeah. And I think I was still in primary school at this point, and I was so excited, and we were going to eat bread. Got back from school. My mom had shared the bread for everybody. Her children didn't even taste from that bread. It gives you a kind of perspective where I'm coming from, where my parents were always giving to people, blessing people. So I grew up in that sort of family, and I think my work with God also played a very critical role. When I was getting into uni, I already knew that a huge chunk of my life was going to be invested in serving other people. I didn't know it was going to be at this scale, but I knew very well that a huge part of my life's assignment was ensuring that people who experience me would experience God in some sort of form. And so for me, it's been an interesting journey. So let's just say I fell into this thing by accident. So it was like I had a blueprint that, look, I'll start Church on the Street, we'll do this, we'll blow up, we'll travel. No, it was never in the picture. It was, I'll be nice to Choma, I'll be nice to Kiki, I'll be nice to this person, and it just grew and morphed into what it is today.
So amazing. Oh my God. And I feel like the only way you can achieve stuff like this is if you were focused, right? Because if you were not, you would have been distracted, and we will not have what we have right now. But you talked about how when you were in school, you were also doing this. Were you at any point distracted?
I won't use the word distracted, but I think I would say tired. I was exhausted because I didn't have structure around my life. So I was the undergrad student who was a founder of running a non-for-profit, and people would come to me and say, my mother has cancer, you say you are running a non-profit, help me, yada. So we didn't have that type of structure. So everybody could come to us, and I remember there was a time I was in library studying John Harris Library at Uniben, and I was seeing the book, but my brain was not capturing everything because I was carrying a burden that was heavier than me. So I would use the word tired. I would experience burnout in the early phases where I was very tired. I wanted to quit this thing, but I'm grateful to God that we didn't.
God is amazing. Yes. And then I feel like it's because you already knew what you were supposed to do, your purpose. That's why it was easy for you to go for it. And even when you were tired, you still had the strength to keep pushing, right?
And there's a caveat I want to put there. Is this: once you experience ease in something, because I'm running two non-profits now, Church and Street and my Nigeria Food Bank, and I just got the Chevening Scholarship to move to the UK in a couple of days for my master's.
Are you serious?
And so the reason, thank you very much. The reason why it's a lot easy for that is because of when God's hand is in something. I want to acknowledge that when God's hand is in something, it makes it very, very easy.
That makes so much sense. But how people talk about purpose and how I heard God say this to me and I'm supposed to be doing this. Did you hear anything dramatic?
No.
How did you know that, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do, and this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm going to be sticking with this?
I think so the way God works with me is every time there is ease in something, I know He's there. When there is ease in something, I'm knocking on this door and I'm having to manipulate the door, just go back. But for Church on the Street, like I said, I stumbled into it by accident. Are we allowed to quote Bible here?
Please do.
Okay, so in Jeremiah 1:5, God was speaking to Jeremiah and He said to him that, look, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you. The thoughts, if I formed you, I knew you. I ordained you a prophet. So meaning that there was a script written about Jeremiah before the guy even came into the womb. So for Itofa, somebody had to give birth to church on the streets. And it could have been Okiki, it could have been Chioma, but for some reason, I was some sort of aligned at the time and at the point when I just got the inspiration and I moved. Here's the interesting thing, Chioma. I don't know if you know this, but we started with less than $10. That's like less than 5K.
Are you serious?
But in space of 5 years, we've raised over $16,000. We've worked in places you've not even imagined. So who would have thought that 16K will come out of 5K or 4K?
Right.
So ease, like I said, when you got this in something, you'd experience speed and ease.
Wow, super amazing. Okay, so let's get to know you.
Yes.
I'll be asking you like personal questions now, if you don't mind.
Let's go.
Okay, so how many siblings do you have?
So I have 2 siblings. My parents actually just left Lagos pretty early, because we came for a wedding. So yeah.
Okay, so you had the firstborn,
first
second
son,
one,
first
third
son.
one. So what of the remaining studying in Lagos?
No. I grew up and lived in Abuja all my life.
Oh wow.
Yes.
With your parents?
Yes.
So they're going back to Abuja now.
Yes.
Amazing. So you schooled at Uniben?
Yes, University of
What
Benin.
course?
I read biology education.
Wow.
But here's the interesting thing. I applied for medicine. My dream was to become a medical doctor. So every time I'm invited to speak, I always make this analogy. My dream was become a medical doctor. I'm sure you know Ben Carson now.
Yeah, I do.
We all wanted to be I wanted to be the Nigerian version of Ben Carson. So my dream was buy a white Mercedes Benz. Every morning when I'm going to work, I'll be like, baby, I have got some appointments in the office. That kind of sports. God had all the better plans.
Right.
So because I'm the type of person I am, I don't know how to break things. If I'm doing one thing, I stay focused at it. So imagine me being in medicine and thinking about doing church ministry. I would never have. Yeah. So God had to reroute my path.
But how was life in school?
It was hard.
Were you a church person?
Oh yeah,
in
definitely.
School,
So I lived the typical triangle lifestyle. Library, class, church. Library, class, church. Library, class. I never went to all those. I never went to a cinema until I graduated from school.
Is it like
for real? I never.
So you'd have been so quiet in school.
I had this. I don't know. My parents had this seed of mindset in me that people that go to E3, go to cinema, they're on serious. So when I saw people doing all of that, I always thought, people are not focused.
Serious.
Exactly. But that's not true. But I lived a very conservative lifestyle, and I'm really glad I did, because all of the ripple effects happening outside the 4 walls of school were those investments I made early on.
Super amazing. Okay, are you in a relationship?
Yes, I am in a relationship.
So
There's a
sweet.
Mrs. Itofa, yeah.
Oh, you're married?
Well, no. not yet, but there's a
soon.
Mrs. Itofa, yes.
So you already called her Mrs. People should leave us singles alone.
Let them breathe.
But anytime you hear people, like when people hear church on the streets, what do you want them to think of? What do you want them to take? Not take from me, but like what do you want them to think of? Because I feel like right now, church on the street is a household name, right? Because when you say church on the street, like even people already know church on the street, right? But like when people hear it, what do you want them to think of?
Yeah, I say this all the time to the team. Church on the streets is more of an ideology than an organization. I don't want people to see us as this building or any place. One ideology. This is what I say. I mean, I'm going to start my master's on a full scholarship in a few days. But this is the thing I'm going with. I'm a living, breathing, walking church on the streets. Because I want people to understand that you don't need to have 100K to change somebody's life.
Yeah.
If I walked in here and I brought you a bottle of water, that's being church on the street. It's not a building, it's not a location. It's a mindset I want people to run with. And the demographic we've worked with in the organization, I mean, Okiki is a volunteer with us, is we're pretty much young people. I mean, I'm 25, so we're pretty much young people in the organization. So it's just having that understanding that anywhere you are, you can make a difference. You don't need to have a lot of bar. Just be kind. Smile to somebody. Pay somebody's boss, pay their keke. Let them know everything will be alright. And before you know it, that little trickle would continue to go down. And before you know it, you're changing a lot of people's lives. So that's what I want people to live with. Church on the street is an ideology. You can make a difference wherever you are.
Because I wanted to actually ask that since you just answered the question, right? Yes. But like before you answered it, I wanted to ask that you're traveling now. How is it going to be? But then you don't have to be here for
So like I said, I'm currently running my Nigeria Food Bank now. So I've been in Lagos since Wednesday, and flying back this evening, but we had a project yesterday and I was not there. So God has helped us systematically build a structure where even if I'm in Atlantica, there are people that would always continue with the mission and the vision.
Amazing. Okay, so I volunteered with an NGO, which is executive initiative. I don't know if you know about it, but there are some times that we decide that, okay, this is a project we are working on, and then we decide that, okay, this is the money that we want to come up with, but then we end up not getting that money. And sometimes it can be very demoralizing because, I mean, you already have like the plan and it's not really good. So did you ever experience stuff like that, or have you ever experienced stuff like that, and how did you handle it?
I didn't fall from the sky. Let me just put a caveat to this. There were seasons in my life where I couldn't buy rice of 250.
Wow.
From Uniben. This is like 2019.
Wow.
There were times in my life as an undergrad I couldn't bus of 10k from Benin to Lagos.
Yeah.
I didn't have it.
Wow. So
it was not like I fell from the sky, and there was a time when we were trying to do a project in Jos, and I think our budget was like 10k.
Yeah.
I was just like, bloody undergrad. Like, I didn't have money. All we could raise was 3,000. Guess what? My parents sent me pocket money. I think it was 10k or 5k.
Yeah.
I took out the 3k. I was like, look, however we're going to make this thing work, let's make it work and do this project.
Yeah.
And I sent 3k to the team in Jos. And what could we do at that point? We could buy like pencils, notebooks, and all erasers. And we gave it to the kids and we reminded them that, look, it doesn't matter whether you guys are in a public school, you're sitting on the floor on the windows to learn, there's a bright future ahead of you. God can make something out of you.
Yeah.
So I say this because having like worked in the development space for 5 years, I started like a consulting practice called ID Consulting, where I basically work with non-profit leaders, executive, like volunteers and all that stuff. I consult for them.
Yeah.
And I say this all the time, less is more. Because we work in the development space, it's very easy to want to say we did 5,000 people, we did 500,000 people. But the quick question is, out of that 500,000 people, how many people, what's the quality of the impact you had on them? So we have a policy in Church on the Street, less is more. We'd rather give 2 people 100k than spread 100k to 10 people, because we understand that they will do. So to answer your question, was there a time? There were many. But here's the mindset that we have. I say this all the time. We would always make the most out of what we have. We would always make the most out of what we have. So for anybody who's watching, who's like running a non-profit, because I think they hear that I'm on this thing, everybody wants to come and rush and watch it.
Oh my God.
So
okay.
This is it. Whatever you have, just make the most out of it. It's not about the numbers, it's the quality of the impact you're making.
Yeah, that's super amazing. And I also love this quote. Nobody has ever become poor by giving, right? Because I mean, that's like a quote that I really like. Because I mean, you talked about how, like, even when you didn't have like so much, you still had part of it to buy pencils for like people. And the thing is that these things come back like in 1,000 folds, and you just be wondering like how, right?
Look at me now.
Right?
If I tell somebody that, look, I got a full scholarship to go and do my master's, achieving scholarship to go and do my master's. Why? Because of the 3k pencil we did for here.
Wow.
Because of this one we did here. I mean, that's why I'm saying that it's not about the you raised $10 million. That's not what it is. It's first of all the heart. And now you see a lot of people are going to open NGOs because they want to blow. They want to be on shows like this.
Like that.
I'm not blow, no. God is still helping me. People want to be on shows like, they want to sit close to Choma. Look, if that's the motivation, you will be tired.
Right?
Because it is taking me like many lonely nights, many sad days, many difficult times. There were times when, I wish somebody would just reach out to me and say, Tofa, I see what you're doing. Keep going. But I didn't have those people. A few days ago when I announced my thing, gosh, my phone was blowing up agog. People that have never called me, never texted me, never said, well done, we see the work you're doing. They hear that I'm going on this thing now. Everyone's like, we see you are my friend. Hey, yeah. But that's how life is. Everyone wants to resources.
True.
So let the passion for what you're doing, let it come from a place of genuine desire to make a difference.
So amazing. And I also want to know, you talked about how, like, I mean, you give to people, right? But we also we're talking about, like, how would I put it? You're also spreading the gospel, right? So have you achieved anything as regards that, as per won souls for God, like aside giving out food stuff and all to people?
That's a critical part of our mission. Whether it's in Benue State, whether it's in Lagos here, whether it's in Abuja, whether it's in the IDP camp, very, very critical. I mean, we've gone to Benue where we had sick people. We had the privilege to pray with them. We've gone to homes where the mothers can't even speak our dialect, and we have what's it called? We have like translators to just share the word. They may not give their life there instantly, but we've sowed a seed in their heart. The Bible says Paul planted and Apollos watered. So somewhere, they remember there's the young people that came to talk to us. I don't know what it is, but I right now I want to. So that's what really drives. So the gospel, critical part of our mission.
Super amazing. I think the last question is, it's like a 2-in-1 question. question. So first is, what's your advice for people that are just starting off, or like people that already own one but they're struggling to make it work? And then secondly, what's your plan moving forward for Church on the Street?
Thank you very much, Shoma. I love this question. So first one, so I don't know if, am I talking to young people or am I talking to everybody? Everybody. Okay, great. So for anyone who's starting out, I made a LinkedIn post the other day that went viral. Yeah. And I basically just said to them things I learned in my 20s. And one of the things I learned in my 20s was this: just be a part of something that is a solution. Just be a part of something that is a solution. Yeah. My friends and I, we make jokes all the time when we couldn't pay bus fare of 13 naira from main gate to the bank, just be a part of something. If you're a part of something that's a solution, I bet you where you are today is not where you'll be tomorrow. Yeah. So just be part of something that's a solution, number one. And if you've started something that feels like giving up, maybe you want to go back and look at the drawing board and sit down with yourself and internally assess and analyze what is the inspiration behind why you're doing what you're doing. Yeah. Is it for fame? Is it to really make a difference? Is it to because if it's all of that, it will not be sustainable. However, if your desire really is to make people's life better, with or without camera, you will show up. So go back and do that. And finally, build capacity. When I started Church on the Street, I was not this version of Itofa. I was very timid. There's so many things I didn't understand about the non-profit space. There's a difference between charity and social entrepreneurship. There's a difference between building a responsive change and a systemic change. These are concepts that defines the nature and the culture of the work you do. So you want to build capacity. There are courses, online courses, philanthropy universities. Just talk to people, get mentors, get a reference point. Even as Church on the Street is where it is today by the grace of God, we still have people we look up to. We know we have a road up ahead. So that's that. What's the second question?
The plan for the future.
Okay, plan for the future. So right now, masters is like the center stage of my life right now for the next 1 year. Going to do my masters by the grace of God, and my plan really is to just build new relationships, build new networks, find new opportunities to serve my gift, my skill, and see how that could trickle down to the work we're doing back in Nigeria. I recently got accepted into the One World Community Leaders in the UK. So I'm going to be working on with like policy advisors and for like my time on there. So it gives me opportunity to grow. A big vision for Church on the Street is just, man, my dream is very big. I want to be able to build food banks, like actual food banks, physical food banks, mobile food banks that would serve. I mean, this is Ikeja, right?
Yes, Ikeja.
Imagine we have a food bank serving Ikeja for children going to like rural schools, and these kids know that
cannot afford it.
Yeah, these kids know that when they come to school, there is my Nigeria food bank coming to give them, meals. And my plan is to build a childcare center where we could have like swimming pool, childcare area for parents, like counseling session and all of those stuff, areas in the building, a kitchenette, a rest. These are big vision, but hopefully maybe next time we talk again with Jesus Tarry,
it would have happened.
We'll be telling you we were in 2023 we were here. Yes.
So amazing. Oh my God, I really cannot wait for this to happen. But I know that it will, because God is involved. But you're doing such a great work, and I'm super excited that you came today. And it was nice having you on the show. Thank you so much, Itofa. I'm not going to forget this today. But anyways, guys, this is the Can We Meet You show, and of course I had an amazing time with the amazing Itofa. Until next time, guys, stay safe and be happy. Keep watching Voice Tone. Bye, guys.